or how did it? But isn't that nice? They now tell you that it's recording. I like that. Okay, and in the chat room, I am going to put the links to today's stuff. I think I got it. Yep. Just in case anybody needs them for the upcoming slideshow, so nobody's like writing furiously because links just can't be go to this place.com. But I'm sure there's a better way to do it. One day I'll find out. So I'm going to share my screen. And there's my bad boy. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and begin. This is the Summer Reading Program Youth Services for June 21st, 2021. And I am me. Oop. And this is our agenda. We're going to do a brief introduction, rules to the Zoom meeting, announcements, and maybe some sharing time if more people come in, and future discussion ideas, and a wonderful conclusion. And what we're here to do is share ideas, share resources, strengthen the Nevada library community, and share news and information you might have. So, and the basic rules, which are always good to know, is be respectful to one another. Do raise your hand to speak if there's a large group. In other words, since there's just like 3 of us, you can yell out to your heart's content whenever you feel like it. And please mute the microphones during the meeting, especially if you have 3 dogs like I do. And if possible, please place phones and other devices on vibrate or silent mode. And please share any links you have in the chat. Okay, and let's start off with generally, do you have anything to share today? Any announcements you want to get out there, Judy or Mandy?
Only what I mentioned earlier, that most of our branches are almost back to their full hours starting today. And of course, like everyone's telling, you know, always check our website for updates, but and that's probably why we have a lower attendance today, just because everyone's, you know,
scrambling,
all hands on deck.
Yeah.
And our summer reading challenge is going really well. A lot of our activity bags we're out of, and it was kind of unusual because we did base our numbers on past year's numbers, you know, of the age groups, and that's how many bags we made. But we actually ran out of the 0 to 5 first in a lot of the branches, which I found kind of interesting because normally the 6 to 11, and we did break the 6 to 11 up from 6 to 8 and then 9 to 11, just for the book that was included. So it's kind of interesting to watch the process, but and we did also distribute 400 of those bags in the community through Children's Services and also Children's Cabinet.
Awesome. That's good news and bad news at the same time. It's like, do you think your advertising was better for it, or do you just think there's a pent-up demand?
I think people, the community is just ready to come back to the library, and you know, so, and it was a first time for us doing the craft and everything in the bag, and we were really excited about that. So, you know, everyone still has the opportunity though to come, and when they sign up, they still get a free book and they get a reading log, even if we're out of the bag. So there's always the book included, and that's really important to us to have that for the kids.
That is so awesome to hear. And for the people who are going to be viewing this later at a later date, if you could just, you know, just realize that that demand is really out there. And I kind of thought it would be, but it's good to be validated and how important we are, because I'm pretty sure parents are looking for get back to normal like everybody else. Mandy says we're open completely and have been for a while. Finding the older kids are using the summer reading program. Yes, this year, and went back to average numbers. when we meet again, you know, at the end of the summer reading program, I'm really wanting to know if you guys would put a bet on you're going to have more, the same, or less than previous years. Like, not the year of the pandemic, that doesn't count, but the year before that when we were all still open. And for those at home, there is a comment section in our YouTube. So if you could leave your prediction on how this is all going to end, so we can see what you're saying out there, please do. Oh, what's this? She also says have 4th to 7th graders instead of 2nd to 3rd graders. That's good. I like that. I like that. The more narrow a focus, the better that we're getting. I really believe that's a good thing.
Yes, and I think our teen, a lot of the teen bags, they ran out too. Of course, we did less of those based on numbers, but yet I feel a success whenever we run out of something for our teens, you know, that they're coming in and getting those.
Yeah, well, it's really, I think the awareness of what the library does has been heightened in the pandemic. I think we've reached more people than we know. And none of this I can prove. This is just all my instinct. And maybe when we get the numbers back from the surveys and things like that, that maybe somebody will tell us that they were more aware of the library this time. That could be a question. Like, did the pandemic raise your awareness of the services the libraries offer? And we're not even talking about the digital stuff yet. You know, the digital content that's being put up on online story times and things like that, which, believe me, I'm totally fascinated by what those numbers will be at the end of the summer as well. And okay, I'm going to go back to sharing our screen for a moment. Okay, we've got a few announcements coming up that we're going to talk about briefly. The 2021 Teen Challenge, the YALSA 2021 Young Adult Services Symposium, and we're also going to talk about our beloved Padlet. Okay, so let's talk about the 2021 Teen Challenge. Everybody's struggling for YA content and material. This is an easy one. This is a slam dunk one. This is one I think that teens will love to do because all of them think they're the next filmmaker, television director, actor, actress, whatever. It really encourages their arts. And if you do it really well, you can turn it into a STEAM event. Because there's science in shooting, there's technology, using the cameras, there's all kinds of things. You know, there's some engineering involved in shooting one of these things. And the art part is very prevalent in this, which really usually draws in teenagers. And so it is a really good STEAM program for you guys to do. And the best part of it is that you will win money doing this. There's a $200 prize thing, and you don't need too many teenagers to participate in this, maybe 2 or 3, you know, $200 split among them, not too bad. You know, everybody likes money. And let's just go over some of the real basic rules. This is a national video contest, so they're going to be competing across the world. Maybe talk to some of the teachers about supporting this event. You know, go to the English department, whoever runs the drama programs in your schools, maybe to the other departments that it might affect. And the videos are to be no longer than 60 seconds, and they need to promote libraries and reading. And videos will be accepted June 1st through August 6th. So that's a big window to get this done. And if you're struggling for YA programming, like I said before, this one is this is one that can run for a while. You can really stretch it out. And the other thing I want to point out to this is a great computational learning or connected learning and computational thinking project, because you incorporate both of those. The connected learning is people will learn about how this might stimulate their interests that they have. And the computational thinking is shooting the video itself. That is a very ordered process. And we're going to be holding some classes on computational thinking, so everybody gets a good idea of what it's all about. And we're going to be doing that probably after summer reading. The other thing is that there's going to be 5 national winners. You get $200. And, you know, and it's going to be judged fairly and well by everyone. And it would be really great if Nevada won something like this. I think it's good for our libraries, it's good for our kids, and it's good for the state. So, you know, also so take a look at it. The link is there. I put the link in the chat, so make it easy. Just you can click on that. So you'll have the thing. If there's an error in it, I'll correct it. Okay, the other thing coming up, we're having YALSA visit and give a symposium on young adult services, which I think everybody in the state of Nevada should be able to attend. And it's November 5th through the 7th. Registration for it hasn't quite started yet, but it's coming up soon. And the earlier you get, the more money you save. And the reason that I would like for everybody to hector their bosses into going to this is because it's YALSA. There are a lot of great seminars there. There's a lot of forward thinking that we can get a good jump on. The more libraries that from here that participate in it, the more ideas we can generate for our people, our staff, and things like that. It's generally, and it's in Reno. I know people in Vegas might be going, oh, not Reno again, but you know, it's in our state. You know, we don't have to travel all the way to Rhode Island or to Maine or to Hawaii. Well, I'd love to travel to Hawaii, but this is a really good thing. So talk to your bosses about getting this time off. You got a lot of advance warning. So, you know, let's try to have a really good presence there. If you have any questions you want to about this, contact Tammy Dilliard Steels, and there's her number at the bottom, 312-280-4391. This will be on the video that we post on our YouTube channel in case you need to come back and revisit it. And the best thing is the theme of this is called Biggest Little Safe Spaces, Serving Teens During Times of Adversity. So, when are teens not in times of adversity? I don't know, but I think they're referring to the pandemic and how flexible everything was, the problems, the obstacles, and the solutions. And I think this is good because teens are always a notoriously hard group to, you know, reach during good times. So I'm going to hold on to the screen for about 5 seconds. Okay. And the other convention coming up in Sparks, Nevada, we have ARSL 2021. This is a good one for all you guys to attend as well. The registration's opening up July 6, 2021. Sooner you get there, and sooner you register, the better the deal is, all that. This is another good one for children's and youth services librarians to attend. You know, or at least make your boss aware of it so that they can attend. A lot of good knowledge because the majority of libraries are small libraries, you know, in this state. So do consider even a big system like Washoe has small libraries and rural areas, and Nevada is rural mostly. And, you know, this is a really, they have a lot of good seminars, I'm sure, coming up. They are very helpful. Most people who attend these things, from what I've read online, is that this is a great way to get good ideas because everybody who's run a small library knows the limitations, and when they find a solution that they can do, it saves them time, it saves them money, and most of all, it saves you stress. So do consider attending this one as well. So that's like 2 big freaking conventions in Reno and Sparks, where even the Northern Nevada libraries should be able to go to this. But all libraries should go to this. If all we need is one more for a trifecta, you know, and we'll have it all. Okay, and just briefly, the Padlet's been updated somewhat. I am hoping that you all are visiting it on a regular basis and contributing to it. It's a really good deal. You can see some things on this screenshot that are a little bit older. It's not exactly the most recent screenshot, but there's been things that have been added to it. So go take a look. The web address is padlet.com, NSLAPR/2021 SRP. I'm going to leave this up for a few seconds, and then I'm going to give you guys a chance to add anything that you'd like to. Okay. All right. Okay, so that was a lot of good information right there about what's coming. And for those who are going to be viewing this later, do talk to your bosses, do talk to your staff about attending. We will, of course, probably be sending out more flyers as things develop. But here's a good chance. And not only that, if some of you want to do seminars or do your own workshops there, I think they're still taking suggestions for that. So, you know, here's a good chance to make Washoe really rule and Las Vegas really rule. And like, we're the place everybody wants to work, you know, in Nevada. So, you know, I mean, we're a growing state and that's a good thing. So do you have anything to add, Judy, Mandy?
I hope to attend the teen event. So hopefully, you know, thank you for the reminder. It was always on my radar, definitely to attend, but you know, I kept checking in on their website, but now it seems like it's being formulated because last time I checked, it said it was going to be virtual too, like kind of a hybrid. And I don't know if they still plan on doing that for maybe people that want to attend but can't actually be there. So I don't know if you know anything about that, if that's
I have heard that it will probably be a hybrid event as well, because it's just like, there's no reason not to be, really. I mean, in the past, it might have been a problem, but now it's like, no, we need to include this.
Right. So, which would be really exciting because they'll get more attendance, you know, especially if someone's not in Reno or something and they can't attend. But anyways, I definitely, I'm going to actually get on the, you know, make sure that we can have the funds for this and everything. So.
Right. You know, I think it'd be really good that, like I said, we have a good presence of it in our own state, because maybe they'll bring it back again in a year or two, you know, if we do really well, because Vegas does have a lot of hotels and Reno has a lot of hotels. That gives an advantage over some states like Montana and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I do know that ARSL tried to limit themselves to small towns or small cities for these things, and that's why it's Sparks at ARSL rather than Reno at ARSL, although I think the biggest little city in the world might have gotten us into that game. But do you have anything to add, Mandy? Nope. Not really. Okay. I'm going back to sharing my screen. Right. Okay. Anyway, we had a discussion of whether to register or not register. So let's just talk about the advantages of, Judy, do you guys register for your events or not register?
Well, currently for our virtual events, we ask that everyone register. Some of the events, it's not mandatory, of course. If it's a live event, they need to get that link. But coming fall, we will have registration for our story times, which we've never done. So we would love to hear from other systems that have done this pre-COVID. I know that some systems have, and just how that works for them. You know, we're right now in the process of planning all that, confirming all of our dates and times for story times in the fall, the you know, the live ones. And then also we're setting our caps and stuff for story time attendance, just to limit, because we're just, you know, like most systems probably, we do have quite large story times, so we're trying to not start off that way and have some control and stuff, and make them a little more small. And you know, it's overwhelming too for children if they get too big. It's
Yeah.
not really something, I don't know, you can, we're on the fence, you know, like do it, don't do it, but we feel like it's a good way to ease back into our in-person. And will it continue? We don't know. I mean, it may work out great, but we're just trying to establish that now, since we haven't done that before.
Yes, I think you're very onto the point of you managed to get both the pros and cons of doing both. Let's see what okay, accordingly, Mandy says they're registering their crafting programs, their summer reading and story hours, but they don't register the open crafts, which is kind of cool. I think that's a good idea. This is the real thing. We're trying to get back to a state of normal, in my opinion, or my observation. I shouldn't say my opinion. We're all trying to get back to normal, and registration might deter people who suddenly want to come back to the library. You know, they just show up at an event and, you know, and they're like, oh, I didn't know we had to register for it, and I don't want to come back because, you know, it was too much of a hassle. And yes, we always need head counts for our own stuff, and registration makes that easy to prepare for what's coming. Pre-registration, you know how much stuff, like you don't run out of kits, you know, because you always like double the number of people who are coming, because you never know who will just be a walk-in. But if it's a very specific kit, you can't do that. You really need to watch your resources, and let's not forget, we have to budget these things. We're not rolling in the money like we'd like to be, you know, so there's a lot of good things about it. And for the people out there, please add your comments to the YouTube channel so other people can read and start a good discussion about this. And thank you to both for your wonderful comments. I was hoping for more people to talk about this, because I think there's probably more of an opinion on this than is given, you know. It's kind of like we have to, I think people, the way we did things before the pandemic might be changing, and some assumptions are being challenged that we never ever thought would be challenged. And I think this is one of them. And let's see how this all rolls out. But like I said, at home, go to our YouTube channel, or you're at our YouTube channel. There is a section there to write stuff. So please add to it. Okay, I have an announcement to make, and I'm going on FMLA for July and maybe August. So, and the reason for this, my wife's having a baby. So I'm going to let you know that probably for July, we will not be having these meetings. I'm not sure about August, but we are having a baby girl. And even though I probably was going to stop the recording if we had more people here, but you know, because I don't want this to go out to the internet where it will last forever, but then maybe it might not be such a bad thing. My wife, our due date's going to be supposedly early July, but depends when the baby wants to come. And thank you for the congratulations. Yes.
So exciting.
Yep. And we're very happy. And you can put your congratulations in the comments after you talked about registration and not registering, or just put it in there anyway. We would appreciate it. But yes, it's a very exciting time. We will have a little baby to bring to story times for testing and, see how things going. We're all really happy. And I promise to share pictures somehow. So, let's see what we got. Yes, congratulations. I love that. Okay, and I will be checking my email and my phone occasionally when I'm my first time being a dad, so I don't know what I'm in for, but I will probably try to check this as often as I can. You can reach me on my telephone on area code 775-684-3373 and my email.
Sorry, I laughed from Mandy's comment.
Sleep deprivation. Yeah, everybody's telling me the war stories.
Yeah.
And
but let's just say, from my perspective, it's a wonderful journey, and just enjoy every minute because they grow up so fast. And I know everyone tells you that, but and just it continues. I have adult daughters, and I still, you still are parenting, and you're still there, and it's just I love every minute of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we will as well. We're both excited. We're both happy. I watched this little thing grow from a few cells all the way up to the, wow, I don't know how even to describe it, but she's big, and she's having all the joys of motherhood, and I'm having all the peace of fatherhood. So it's like, when the baby arrives, that will change for me really quick, I'm sure. But yeah, but we will share as much as we can share. I will probably let you all know. Like I said, we'll let you know. I don't know how this is all going to happen and what's this mean down the road. But for now, I got about probably a month and a half away from the job. So, but like I said, I'll try to stay in touch with everybody.
And you'll need to get a library card as soon as possible.
That's the first thing we're going to do. And because we got to use all of her stuff up and accumulate the fines. But till then, you guys are wonderful. Thank you all for attending. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And okay. And did I record this? I'm hoping I did. Yes, I did.